Okay, so we are going to start with the lesson Unke Munke Timpetoo. Please pay attention and listen carefully while I read and explain you the story. It will be a fantastic birthday this year, I said in a mocking tone. All I will get is a pair of shoes and a hand knitted pullover. I had asked for a table tennis set, but my mother said it is totally out of the question this year. My friend Muk looked at me thoughtfully. He drew a bit closer and said, well, Rohan, I don't say I believe in it, but my cousin said it works. And there is no harm trying. Don't you think? Trying what? I asked. Well, my cousin said, if you really want something badly, all you have to do is run around the banyan tree at midnight and chant 17 times, Unke Munke Timpetoo. So the lesson starts with a conversation between the mother and the son, and the name of the son is Rohan. Okay, so what Rohan is saying, Rohan's birthday is going to be arrived, and as you all know, even we are very excited for a birthday, isn't it? We wait for all the presents and everything. So even Rohan was very excited for his birthday. But he said in a mocking tone, mocking means in a very fun making tone, he said that all I will get is a pair of shoes and a hand knitted pullover. What is pullover means? A sweater, okay, which is woven out of wool. So, but what he wants is that he wants a table tennis set. Okay, what does he want for his birthday? He wants a table tennis set. But he's telling, when he asked his mother about it, his mother said that it is totally out of a question this year. That means she cannot afford to buy him a table tennis set this year. At that time, what happens? His friend named Muk. So, what is the name of Rohan's friend? The name of Rohan's friend is Muk. So, Muk arrives at that time, and Muk tells him that Rohan, I don't say I believe in it, but Rohan's cousin had some point of time told him that if you have a wish and if you go and um, 17 times, if you take the circles of the banyan tree by saying Unke Munke Timpetoo, at that time your wish will be granted and your wish will be fulfilled. Okay, this is what Rohan has suggested. Muk.
Okay, so let us continue. So the story, as I said, was about two characters named Rohan and his friend Muk. So what Rohan wanted for his birthday was a table tennis set. But his mother, maybe she was poor and she could not afford anything. And that's the reason she said that she cannot buy anything this year. So what did Muk suggest, Rohan? That he should chant 17 times. Chant means to shout and repeat this thing, okay, the slogan. And what was the slogan? Unke Munke Timpetoo. And Muk told Rohan that if he does this, that means if he goes around the banyan tree, if he takes circles around the banyan tree and repeat Unke Munke Timpetoo, at that time he will surely get a pair of table tennis set. This is a superstitious thing. As I told you at the very start, some believe in it while some don't. Okay, so let us see, did Rohan believe in it or not? I desperately wanted my wish to come true. Still, I asked, why 17 times and why at midnight? Don't ask me, replied Mook, who was my best friend. That is how it is done, I suppose. Why not try it? It would not do any harm. I thought it was all nonsense. So now what Rohan started thinking? Rohan started wondering that is it true? Okay, will I really get a pair of table tennis set if I do this? And that asked Rohan regarding it. And what did Rohan said? Rohan, who was Muk, who was the friend of Rohan, that even I don't do anything. If you want to try, you can try. Besides, I could not think of any banyan tree in our neighborhood. There was one in old Mrs. Groover's garden, but who dared to enter her garden? Now, see, now Rohan, he finally thought that okay, there is no harm in trying it. The pair, if he gets the table tennis set, it is well and good. He believed in that thing. And what they wanted, what was the main thing? They needed to find a banyan tree. And in their neighborhood means in their surrounding area, there was no banyan tree, but there was only one banyan tree in Mrs. Groover's garden. Now, Mrs. Groover, okay, she was the principal of their school. And all the children were very scared of her. And that is the reason he started thinking there is a banyan tree there, but who will dare to go? That means they were very scared to go. So, not me, and not at midnight. Mrs. Groover has been the principal of our school till last year. One look from her piercing pale green eyes was enough to silence bullies like Rinkulal of class 10th. So, piercing pale green eyes means that means she used to look very carefully, very sharply. And that one look, whenever she was in their school, one look from her, and everyone used to get very scared of her. Even bullies like Rinko, bullies means the students, see, there are some students who always want to harm others. Okay, they always have a habit of troubling others, and they're not scared of anyone, such children. So even those students like Rinku, a student like Rinku, even he used to get scared even by the look of their principal. That means this tells us that the principal of their school was very, very strict, and all the children were very scared. So I had seen it happen with my own eyes. Forget it, I said. However, the thought kept haunting me till the day before my birthday. So what he decided, he started thinking that should I do it? Should I do it or not? And that thought he was continuously thinking about it till the previous day of his birthday. Then he said, okay. I said to Mook, if you come along with me, I will go to Mrs. Groover's garden tonight. And so what did Rohan say? Rohan told Mook that if you are joining me, if you will accompany me, then we will go to Mrs. Groover's garden and we will fulfill the thing of chanting Unke Munke Timpetoo 17 times. Now let's see if Mook agreed to Rohan or not. Why should I come along? Asked Mook. I have no secret wish. Come on, let us go and wish for my table tennis set. So at 10 minutes to 12, Mook and I met at the back of old Mrs. Groover's garden. So first Mook was not agreeing to go with Rohan because he started thinking that I don't have any wish, I don't want to fulfill any wish, so why should I come with you? So what Rohan said that you can come with me and we both together can ask for the table tennis set. So he agreed to it, and what they did, and they had to do this at midnight. Midnight means at 12 o'clock sharp. 12 o'clock is known as midnight. So 10 minutes to 12 o'clock, that means around 11:50, they both met where they met at the back side of Mrs. Groover's garden. Now see, when they are met at the back side, that means they have to either climb or jump a wall. Okay, they gate at the back side of the garden. So what did they do? Let's see. We climbed and sat on the boundary wall. We looked down into the garden, which lay dark and silent in the dim light of the moon. And there was a banyan tree, its aerial roots swaying in gentle breeze of the night. So now the writer, he has described the surrounding, that is the garden of Mrs. Groover's house. What the writer has told us, that the garden in the backside of Mrs. Groover's garden, in the center lays a banyan tree, and the banyan tree's aerial roots are swaying in the gentle breeze of the night. And what are aerial roots? Aerial roots means you can see in this the roots which are growing from above the ground. Okay, that means from the branches itself. I think many of you must have even seen a banyan tree in real. Okay, uh, the poet has described the garden of Mrs. Groover's house. That means that the banyan tree and its aerial roots, they are swaying in the breeze at night. That means they were moving. So we jumped down, reached the tree, and looked around carefully. So what did Muk and Rohan do? They jumped from the wall. Okay, they entered Mrs. Groover's garden from the backside. Imagine if she's awake, I whispered and pointed at Mrs. Groover's house. Nobody's awake at this ghostly hour of the night, hissed Muk. Get going, run. So now Rohan was a bit scared as well because, see, as I told you, she was the principal of till last year, and everyone was very scared. So imagine how scared will they be to just go into her garden, that to hide and go inside her garden. So what did Rohan thought? That Rohan pointed at her house, at the principal's house, and said, "What if she gets awake?" So uh, Rohan said, Rohan was scared, and Rohan said that what if she gets awake at night? What if she sees us? What is going to happen? But what Mook told, that at this hour, ghostly hour, means that night time, we consider that night time as ghostly hour, isn't it? Very scary time. Everyone is very scared to get out of their house. So Mook told that at this ghostly, that means at midnight, who is going to come? Who is going to be awake at this point of time? Then ran as fast as I could, chanting Unke Munke Timpetoo. I wish my wish is coming true over and over again. I felt a bit scared. That was why I tried to get it over quickly and increased my speed. And I increased the chanting too. And all the and while I went on listening to the sounds of the night, a crackle here, a swish there. So now what did do? Rohan started his mission of running around the banyan tree and shouting Unke Munke Timpaktu 17 times. Now Rohan, he was a bit scared as well, and he could hear different sounds. The crackle here, crackle means a short sharp sound at midnight. See, we get to hear some sudden sounds. Those are known as sharp sounds. And even what he could hear, a crackle here and a swish there. That means running. When you're running, also you hear a rushing sound. That is known as a swish sound. And suddenly, a ferocious bark tore the stillness of the night. Now, ferocious bark means a scary sound, and bark, who barks? We know that the dog barks. So, a ferocious sound, that means a very scary sound could be heard from the house. And when, see, there is midnight, it was completely the entire neighborhood was very quiet. And at that point of time, if you hear somebody barking, that means a dog barking so strongly, so fiercely, what will happen? Sure that everyone is going to get scared. And the same thing happened with Rohan and Muk as well. I froze. I froze means he was in complete shock. Inside Mrs. Groover's house, lights flashed on and the back door was pushed open. Now, see what Rohan was doing. Rohan was running around the banyan tree in him and he was shouting, isn't it? He was continuously repeating the lines. That means Unke Munke Timpektu 17 times. So, Mrs. Groover, she must have heard this sound, and now what happened? She lights were on and she opened the door, the backside door of her house, and she started asking, "Who is there?" Called Mrs. Gruber. "Answer, or I will send the dog at you." "Mook, mook," I mumbled. So now what happened? What did she say? Who is there? She must have thought that a robber must have come to their house, or maybe because at midnight no one comes from the backyard, isn't it? No normal guest will come jumping from the backside. What did she say? "Whoever it is, tell your name, or else I'm going to send the dog at you." Okay, and the dog, what will the dog do? The dog will go and bite, isn't it?